Hello, my name is Mr. Trickster, and today I want to introduce you to my latest mod called the One Bench. I made this mod with the help of Quellcrest and Shiny Gotti. Both of those guys are great modders. You should go check out all of their stuff. Look them up on Curseforge. Their link will be down below. So, with the One Bench, the whole point of it is to help with condensing the footprint within our base. And by that I mean, like, we have a smithy, we have a preserving bin, mortar and pestle, a campfire, and a cooking pot, and that's all fine and good until we start to grow. Once we start to grow, then we start to get things like the fabricator and the chem bench, and eventually things like the mega lab, the what's it called, makeshift mega lab, the tech replicator. We've got a grill, we've got a cooking pot, and we've got the steampunk preserving bin. We start to get pretty involved with all of the crafting stations, and our base goes from only needing a few foundations to support everything to needing a ton and ton of space because of all the crafting stations. Well, that's why I made the One Bench. So the One Bench is going to it's able to snap onto one foundation, or you can put it on a quarter foundation. So it will be very space saving. And we're going to snap it to the center right here. When you snap it, you can press Q and it'll circle around, or you can try out different variations however you like if you turn off the snapping. It does require power, but even though it looks like it's made of tech type materials, it can run off of just regular gasoline, regular generator. So when you first walk up to the One Bench, you're going to see configure the One Bench. You can also see that by going in here, and it's right there at the top. It's going to say configure the One Bench. So if you press this, it's going to find all of the different things that you have available to you. So we're going to do industrial preserving bin, industrial cooker, industrial grill, or you can go through and you can just hit enable all, and it turns them all on. So the next thing you're going to do is, what bench do you want to emulate? Because that's what this One Bench does. So you click the action button, and it's going to pull up a menu here, radial menu. You can also get to this by going into the radial menu and clicking on the benches that now shows up because you have configured it. So they show up, and you can choose from any one of these benches. So let's start with the smithy. So now it becomes a smithy. So if you were to then go in here by accessing the inventory, you have all of the same items that you normally would in a smithy. If you were to, say, switch it to a mortar and pestle and go back into the inventory, you now have a mortar and pestle. So on and so forth. You can change it to any one of these crafting benches. Even the industrial cooker. And the cool thing about the industrial cooker is all of those recipes within the cooker that normally require water no longer require water. So if you look at the recipe, water is gone, and you can craft anything in here without water. So any bench that would normally require water is no longer there. Now, the big question that I'm sure a lot of people are asking when you're looking at something like this is why do you need so many, or why are they all so small? Why do you need so many? So what you can do here to help with that is certain things you're not going to need. We have the tech replicator on here, so we don't need the fabricator anymore if we don't want it. We can turn off the smithy. The mortar and pestle we don't have because we have the chemistry bench, but we also don't need the chemistry bench because we have the mega lab. We don't need the regular cooking pot because we have the industrial cooking pot. The preserving bin, we don't need the regular preserving bin because we have the industrial preserving bin. We don't need the grill, or the campfire, sorry, because we have the industrial grill. So when we condense it down like that, which you can do at any time, and you go back in here, now you can see these icons a lot better, and you have the option to go in and change it to any one of those you want. Okay, so once we switch it to the tech replicator, we can go in here and we can go to weapons, we can go to melee, and you can see that I can make this pickaxe wirelessly. So there's nothing in inventory. I'm no longer in GCM, and we have these dedicated boxes here that have access or have the resources required to make simple melee tools wirelessly. So I love that about this. We also were able to tie it into the blueprint sharing with the library. So we have blueprints here. So when we go back in, blueprints right there, and we have these two blueprints that are in the library over here. When we go into it, you can see they're both right there. So that's all fine and good for a one bench that is, I need to destroy it real quick, a one bench that is in a normal base with all of this normal stuff. But what do we do about a one bench, or about a base that has all of these modded crafting stations, tons and tons of modded crafting stations, right? So in a situation like this, the one bench also works with all of these modded crafting stations. So you can go in and you can look at all of the benches the same way you would now. Obviously it's a lot smaller because it's also turning on the everything from the other side as well. So we have let's see, let's turn this off, turn this off, turn off the regular smithy, the regular preserving bin, regular mortar and pestle, regular campfire, camp bench, tech rep, industrial grill, industrial cooker, and let's just leave the modded items only. It's still going to be a lot, but it's not nearly as bad. And you can switch it to any one you want, and it puts the name right there on the screen. So now when you open it up, you have all of the items for that particular bench. For instance, one that is very specific, Griffin's workbench. The only thing you're going to find in here is the Griffin saddles for the Griffin mod. So you got the pygmy nest and backpack. You've got all your goggles and stuff for the different Griffins. So it works with all these different modded benches. So the Castles, Keeps, and Forts, carpentry bench, even the premium ones, it still works with them. So we have, so long as you have everything unlocked, clearly, you have everything in here that you can craft from. Now, it doesn't stop you it doesn't allow you to craft things for a mod that's a premium mod that you don't own, because you can't craft it if you don't own it. So it's still works the same way. So any one of these that you can access all of the items from within, so you can make everything that you need from within that same crafting bench. Now, if you want to, when you are done crafting everything, oh, I forgot I got out of GCM. Let me turn that back on. When you're done, not crafting everything, when you're done learning everything from the one bench, you can just get rid of all these benches. You no longer need them. This is by far the coolest part of the one bench. Did I get them all? I don't think I did. We'll have to wait for the the destruction to dissipate. Okay, I think that's all of them. So now, once you've picked everything up, you no longer have, or destroyed everything, actually. Whoops, there's another one. Once you've destroyed everything, you no longer have anything in your base except the one bench. Now, just the one bench is actually all you need, because we still have all of those benches learned. And it also, just because we turned them off, it still has all these learned. They're still there. Now, even cooler part about it is, let's say you don't like where this is. Now remember, you can't do a lot of the stuff in GCM, and GCM screws up a lot of how this works. But if you pick this up, and let's say now you want to move it over to this corner, you put it right there, it remembers exactly the same configuration that you had before, along with all of the ones that are enabled and disabled as you had them previously as well. But what happens if you want more than one bench now? Because now you've only got this one and you don't have any more of your benches. But it's okay. Place that down, and guess what? Even though it's not configured, it still has them all learned. It learns everything from this other one bench. So when you go in here, you can still turn it on to any one of the benches that you want. But wait, there's more. Now, you might notice at the bottom where it says disable snapping, you also have R, so you can put it up here. You can make a wall variant of this guy. And when you make the wall variant, it snaps to itself to left, right, bottom, and top. So you can literally put, if you space it out correctly, you can put 20 on one wall if you really want to. And because they're within proximity of the other one bench, you still have all of the abilities of the other one bench, all of the other benches, to attach to it. So now you have a makeshift Mega Lab. Now you have to configure each one of them. They don't just automatically configure, because what if you want it differently on this one? This one could be a tech wrap here in the middle. So you can go through all of these and you can set them up however you like. So there it is. There is the one bench. Look at all that space you saved by placing down 8 one benches on one wall. You got rid of all of these other benches in your base. So there you go. I hope you're happy with it. I hope it works great for you, and I hope you get tons and tons of hours of enjoyment out of my mod. Myself, Quellcrest, Shiny Gotti, we all appreciate you downloading it, checking it out. Let us know if there's anything that ever goes wrong with it. Please let us know. And if you have any questions, you can find out all 3 of our Discord links in the description, and you can jump on there and ask any one of us any question you like about the one bench.